What's up, everybody? This is the Gore Report checking in for the week of August 11th. And this is 3 minutes or less because it's Monday morning and we got business to take care of, so let's get to it. Last week's markets ended strong. All major averages, the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 posted gains for the week across the board. On the earnings front, we had earnings from AMD, Disney, and McDonald's. AMD reported mixed results, beating on revenue and reporting inline earnings. The mixed portion of AMD's report was light revenue on data centers. Now, when you think of data centers, think of AI. Data centers are the biggest clients of AI. Hyperscalers like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon own data centers. Data center revenue declined for the second quarter in a row, so that would be something for investors to focus on for the future. McDonald's also reported. I always say that McDonald's is a nice barometer for the U.S. economy. McDonald's beat on earnings and revenue and are expecting the business to outperform in the second half of the year. That's key. The company stated the strong quarter was a result of the economic efficiency of the $5 menu. Initially a limited time offer deal, McDonald's has decided to extend their $5 value meal deal. In other news, Last week, President Trump accused Intel CEO Lip Ben Tu of being a Chinese spy because of his time with Cadence System. Cadence was accused of violating U.S. export law in February of 2021. Mr. Tu was CEO of Cadence at the time. Trump and Lip Ben Tu are scheduled to meet today at the White House. Should be very interesting. My opinion is Trump does not really think Lip Ben Tu is a Chinese spy. He just wants to claw back the government money the Biden administration gave to Intel to manufacture domestic chips. This meeting should be quite interesting. I actually think President Trump has a good point. The government should not be giving private companies any taxpayer money. Now moving on to August 11th. It's real light on the earnings front as earnings season is pretty much winding down. Notable earnings for this week will be from network makers Cisco, John Deere, and Applied Materials. However, on the economic front, we get PPI and the massively important CPI. CPI gauges the monthly inflation for consumers, you and I, and PPI gauges the monthly inflation for businesses. I've been tracking daily real-time information via Trueflation.com. I would advise you guys to check out Trueflation.com, and I'm expecting a cool number and a decline in July inflation from June CPI number. For July, we've seen a steep decline in oil and gas prices after a volatile action-packed month of June. Fresh news. AMD and NVIDIA on Sunday evening announced a deal with Trump administration to give the government 15% of their revenue from China. Not profit, but revenue. That's key. This works well for both sides. AMD and NVIDIA will have access to the Chinese market with no restrictions, and the government will be able to take those funds from AMD and NVIDIA to pay off the government debt. That's about $37 trillion. This is a genius move by the current administration, basically a tariff on AMD and NVIDIA to do business with China. I think it's a great deal. In the futures market, the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 are all indicated to open higher. That's it for the Gore Report. Have a great weekend. I went a little bit over 3 minutes, but that's not a big deal. I'm giving you good information. All right, have a great one.